Good, happy Friday morning, December 13, 2019. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Friday morning, so let's begin. First up, new chairwoman announced for parole board. Governor says change will help board. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Siobhan Lopez.
Customers will call in or email in and just tell us that I was at the store, and from the beginning of the sale till the delivery, it was a great experience. And as a business owner, that's what we strive for.
Visit us at powellstone.com.
Jennifer Sargent is a new member of the Adult Parole Board, and starting in January, she'll be its leader.
Everything that we're going to do is going to be for the sole and direct purposes of enhancing public safety. That's the number one goal of the parole board. It always has been. It always will be.
With experience as a judge, prosecutor, and public defender, Sargent will succeed Donna Sitek as chairman.
I think she did a good job as chairman, and I think, again, working with Jennifer to kind of, in a transition phase, to bring the new chairperson in, I think is going to be a great opportunity for the entire board.
The change in leadership comes months after an audit outlined a number of issues, including a lack of technology to run efficiently, and laid out 26 recommendations to fix the issues, like developing formal training and guidelines on when to grant parole.
It's really kind of a few years of making sure that we're being proactive, we're using the best technologies, the best methods, the best ideas.
Sitek will remain on the board as a member. In a statement, she says in part, "I look forward to welcoming the additional support staff authorized in the last budget and working with our new chairman to continue to improve and modernize our operation." Sargent plans to blend her new ideas with what is already working for the board.
For those ideas that aren't current anymore and aren't really paying off for us, we're not going to use them anymore.
Sargent will officially step in as chairman starting on January 15th. Reporting in Concord, Siobhan Lopez, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And now let's take a look at your 2020 New Hampshire candidate tracker for today. We have a bunch of candidates in New Hampshire today. And here is a look at that list of the candidates in New Hampshire today. Deval Patrick, we will begin first. Deval Patrick, he has two events today in New Hampshire. Town Hall with New Hampshire business leaders in Portsmouth, New Hampshire at 12:30 p.m. His second event, speaking at New Hampshire Young Democrats Granite Slate Awards Dinner in Manchester, New Hampshire at 5:30 p.m. Bernie Sanders, he has three events today in New Hampshire. His first event, Town Hall with Rep. Ihana Omar at Southern New Hampshire University in Manchester, New Hampshire at 1 p.m. His second event, headlining New Hampshire Young Democrats Granite Slate Awards Dinner in Manchester, New Hampshire at 6 p.m. And his third event, rally with Rep. Ihana Omar at Nashua Community College in Nashua, New Hampshire at 7 p.m. And Cory Booker will be doing one event today, doing the WMUR Candidate Cafe Series at the Airport Diner in Manchester, New Hampshire at 2 o'clock p.m. And those are all the candidates in New Hampshire today. Two men wanted for breaking into Pelham home. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
feel that if a customer wants their product and they're ambitious and they want to do it today, if we have it here in stock, we have the people, the trucking, and why put off till tomorrow what you can do today?
Visit us at powellstone.com.
Yes, thank you. And right now in Pelham, police need your help finding two burglars. Take a look at this. Home surveillance video captures two men slamming through a back door and breaking into a home. This was on Long Pond Drive around 3 this afternoon. K-9 units tracked them to Veterans Park, where police believe a vehicle picked them up. If you know who these men are, call Pelham Police.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Manchester police search for Mall of New Hampshire robber. Robber pulls knife on employees at Best Buy. Take a look at this photo right here. This is the subject in this photo right here who robbed the Best Buy at the Mall of New Hampshire in Manchester. Manchester police are investigating an armed robbery that took place today at 4 p.m. at Best Buy in the Mall of New Hampshire. Police say that a man pulled a knife on employees and then fled the store with merchandise. He is described as a shorter man with red hair and stubble on his face. Police say he was wearing a gray hoodie sweatshirt and a black jacket and was last seen running towards Hughes Road in Manchester. Anyone with information is asked to call the Manchester Police Department. Rochester police urge residents to check surveillance video after vehicle break-ins increase. Thefts typically involve vehicles left unlocked, police say. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Jennifer Crompton.
Landowners, it's time for special year-end savings from Mahindra, the world's #1.
Rochester police say a rash of vehicle break-ins have been moving neighborhood to neighborhood, steadily increasing with 8 in one night alone this week. A dramatic increase. 151 in all of last year, 238 so far this year. A nearly 60% rise. A range of things stolen, including guns this past summer, though none in the past several months.
We've seen a variety of stuff that's taken, anywhere from loose change to sunglasses. We've seen gym bags taken that have clothes in them, electronics.
95% of the break-ins involve vehicles that are left unlocked.
My glove box was rifled through and stuff was on the floor. And then someone down the street, we talked to them and their car was also broken into, but it was locked.
Police are hoping the public can identify some of the images they've posted on social media. And with the increase in homes installing cameras, they're asking residents to check them, even if they haven't yet been victimized.
And we ask that you check your surveillance video, too, because, like I said, it doesn't mean that they didn't try yours. Yours just happened to be locked and they didn't get in.
We're 50-50 about locking our cars. I don't know if I should say that on the news, but we haven't had any problems as far as I know.
Does this make you more likely to lock your car?
Yes, absolutely.
Locking doors and making sure valuables are out of the car are surefire deterrents. If you're looking for contact information for Rochester Police or Crime Line, you can check out our website. We're live in Rochester. Jennifer Crompton, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Very important that everyone in New Hampshire lock your car doors in the evening, or wherever you are, even in your driveway. European stocks seen higher on U.S.-China deal hopes. Conservatives win UK election. European stocks were seen higher Friday morning after news that the U.S. and China have reached a Phase 1 trade deal in principle, while the UK's ruling Conservative Party has won a commanding majority in the general election. Polls close in the UK after high-stakes election. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
Overseas at this hour, the breaking headline out of the UK tonight, the high-stakes election, the future of Brexit, the future of the Prime Minister Boris Johnson, all on the line. Let's get right to our foreign correspondent, James Longman, live in London tonight. And James, you have the early exit polls just in. What do they show?
Yeah, David, this was the most anticipated and consequential election in a generation. Millions voting in the hope of ending the Brexit chaos. And with the voting now closed, the exit polls are revealing a huge landslide victory for Conservative Prime Minister and Donald Trump favourite Boris Johnson. A campaign characterised by disinformation, but in the end, the Get Brexit Done slogan seems to have worked. Tonight, it looks like Johnson will remain Prime Minister and work towards pulling the UK out of the EU as he's pledged by January 31st. But the huge task ahead, negotiating a trade deal. The risk of a no-deal Brexit still very much a possibility. David?
Tracking it into the night for us, James Longman, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for this morning edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and we'll be back here later on today for another newscast. And all of the days report coming up in a little bit. Goodbye, everyone.